When it comes to air defense systems worldwide, the US-made Patriot is undoubtedly the one with the greatest influence. Its excellent performance and numerous combat records need no further elaboration. Especially against the backdrop that NATO allies, including Japan, boast no weak technological or D capabilities, the fact that NATO countries still generally choose the Patriot as their primary air defense system speaks volumes. In fact, there are quite a few outstanding self-developed air defense systems within the NATO camp, many of which have also stood the test of actual combat. Unfortunately, the US does not define the Patriot as a mere weapon. There are also political factors at play. Refusing to purchase it is seen as disobeying the US and failing to cooperate with America's global policies. As a result, even though NATO allies know the Patriot can be replaced, they have no choice but to hold their noses and pay high prices for it. Recently, however, South Korea has made remarkable progress. First, it publicly unveiled its domestically developed L-3 air defense system. Soon after, it announced that this missile system would be integrated into its anti-missile network and gradually replace the Patriot's role in South Korea's air defense system. South Korea launched the research and development project for the LSAM air defense system in 2014, meaning over a decade has passed since its inception. By 2023, the system had reportedly undergone 4 interception tests, 3 of which were successful. Last year, South Korea suddenly announced the successful completion of its RD, and this year, it has begun mass production. According to the schedule released by South Korea, full deployment within the South Korean military will be achieved by 2028. Based on currently available information, the LSAM system consists of 1 radar vehicle, 1 command center, and 4 launch vehicles. 2 of these launch vehicles are used to fire air defense missiles, while the other 2 are for anti-missile missiles. The anti-missile missiles have a range of approximately 150 kilometers and a maximum interception altitude of around 40 to 80 kilometers, while the air defense missiles can reach a range of 150 to 200 kilometers. In the early stages of development, South Korea's official statement was that it would develop a self-made air defense system to form a high-low configuration with US-made equipment. Following normal logical thinking, one would certainly assume that the US Patriot would be the high-end option, and the LSAM the low-end one. Who could have imagined that when the official announcement finally came, the Patriot was no longer a matter of being high-end or low-end, it was instead being pushed out of the picture entirely. This decision stems from South Korea's in-depth considerations regarding its own security. After all, building an independent and complete national air defense system is not just a pinnacle of technological achievement, but also a milestone in terms of security and political autonomy. Once South Korea breaks free from the Patriot, it will also shake off its technological dependence on the United States. The core components of the Patriot, after all, require maintenance and upgrades exclusively from the US. Moreover, the US moved to remotely lock the F-16 fighter jets shortly before the India-Pakistan air combat was closely watched by many countries. No one can guarantee that the US will not resort to the same tactic against South Korea someday. There is another more direct motive for South Korea itself. As a country with a strong passion for weapons exports, achieving independent ownership of equipment intellectual property will allow it to gain a firm foothold and expand aggressively in the international arms trade. After all, its weapons like the K-2 tank and K-9 self-propelled howitzer have already achieved success in global markets. This is not just about making money, it also enables South Korea to enhance its international reputation and influence. For a country that has long craved global recognition, this holds immense appeal. However, whether South Korea's aspirations can be realized remains highly uncertain. For decades, South Korea has relied on the US for technological intelligence and even its nuclear umbrella, a dependence that cannot be severed overnight. Furthermore, if European countries, which already have access to multiple air defense systems, still cannot break free from the Patriot, what makes South Korea think it can do so with just one LSAM system, even if we take the most optimistic view? An air defense missile system with a reported 75% interception rate in tests has suddenly been announced for mass production. Its actual success rate in real combat remains completely unknown. South Korea may be able to take this lightly, but there is no guarantee that overseas customers will feel the same way.